In today's video, we're testing the top 7 upgrades where GPT-5 outshines GPT-4o. Reasoning for a better answer. Coding ability. Math. Multimodal powers. And much more. Stick around because we're putting GPT-5 to the ultimate test all in one video. You can actually access GPT-5 directly from the regular ChatGPT web app. To confirm, I asked ChatGPT itself, and yes, it's running on GPT-5. Now, let's put GPT-5 and GPT-4o to the test in mathematics. For this, I picked a problem from the AIM, the American Invitational Mathematics Examination. It's a high-level math contest for high school students, and often used as a benchmark for large language models. This is the problem. This is the answer. There are a few ways to solve it, but final answer is 75. I copy the problem. I give the same problem to both models. On the left, we have GPT-5, and on the right, GPT-4o. GPT-4o jumped straight into generating an answer, which seemed fast. But the answer was wrong. Meanwhile, GPT-5 took its time, about 29 seconds of thinking before generating. I just fast-forwarded to save you some time. But in the end, GPT-5 gave the correct answer, 71. Though GPT-4o fast, it gave a wrong answer, 25. So in this first test, GPT-5 clearly has the upper hand in mathematics. Next, let's look at how the models handle web search and accuracy, especially avoiding hallucinations. I asked a simple but tricky question. Who was the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka in January 1994? Sri Lanka is a relatively small country in South Asia, not always well covered in global datasets. That's why I chose it. It's a good test. GPT-5 gave a clear, direct answer, Ranil Wickramasinghe. On the other hand, GPT-4o struggled. First it said Chandrika Kumaratunga, but then added that she only served from August 1994 to November 1994. After that, it corrected itself, saying that before August 1994, the Prime Minister was Ranil Wickramasinghe. Finally, it concluded the correct answer was Ranil. The issue here is that GPT-4o gave false information at first, then tried to fix it. Classic hallucination. So we can say GPT-5 shows fewer hallucinations and provides more reliable answers compared to GPT-4o. All right, moving on. Let's test GPT-5's ability to understand full code-based projects. So I'm going to attach this zip file called banana. Inside it has a static folder with script and style files, templates folder with 2 HTML files, and an app.py file. Basically, this is a small code base about a recognition system for different types of bananas. First, I uploaded it to GPT-5 and asked, "Can you analyze this code base and explain what the project does?" GPT-5 nailed it. It correctly explained that it's a Flask-based web application handling image-based object detection using a YOLO model. It even broke down what each file does and summed it up as a banana detection web app. Everything it said was spot on. Now, I gave the exact same codebase to GPT-4o and asked the same question. This time, it only gave a very surface-level overview, basically just repeating the names of the files, without really understanding how the system works. So in this test, GPT-5 clearly shows it can deeply analyze codebases, while GPT-4o struggles to go beyond the basic. All right, this next one's going to be interesting. Let's test the coding abilities of GPT-5 versus GPT-4o. So first, I went to GPT-4o and asked it to create a simple task management app. But with a twist, I told it to follow the current trend of requirements and also use its best design styles, all in a single HTML file. Then it just jumps straight into generating the code. I normally fast forward the long responses to save you guys time, but just know the timer shows the real response time. After 49 seconds, GPT-4o did generate the code, about 338 lines long. I ran the app, and yes, we can add new tasks and even edit them. But the delete function isn't working. Plus, there's no way to change the status of a task, like marking it complete or not complete. And remember, I specifically asked for features that match current trends. If this is the best style it could give, it definitely feels a bit outdated and incomplete. Now let's test GPT-5 with the exact same prompt. This time, it took longer to generate the code. It was clearly thinking a bit more for a better response. And that's something special about GPT-5, just like Grok 4. Yes, it's generating the code. After about 3 minutes, it finished generating. I click Edit to open it in Canvas. But the code was too long. It exceeded the maximum length allowed. So here's my advice. When you ask for big code, don't use the Canvas option. Without Canvas, you can actually get a much longer, complete code output. So instead, I copied the code, pasted it into Notepad. See, it is 625 lines long. And then save it as an HTML file and open it. It will open in the browser, and now we can see GPT-5's task management app built according to current trends. And the difference compared to GPT-4o is huge. In GPT-5's version, we can toggle between light and dark mode, filter tasks, add tasks with a title, deadline, priority, and tags, edit them, mark them complete with a tick, and even delete them. On top of that, it supports exporting tasks as a JSON file and also importing files back in. That's pretty amazing. We just got a fully featured app in about 3 minutes. All right, now let's test GPT-5's human-level creative skills. I asked both GPT-5 and GPT-4o to write a 50-word story about a detective who discovers the criminal is their own future self, told in noir style. Quick note, noir style just means a dark crime story kind of writing, usually set on rainy streets with a serious detective, lots of tension, and a gloomy mood. So, here's what I got. Read both stories closely. Both stories starts with the same line as rain-slicked streets, whispered lies. But GPT-5's response really felt like classic noir. It described rainy streets, cigarette smoke, and the detective suddenly realizing the criminal was actually his older self. It ended with a heavy, emotional twist that matched the noir feeling perfectly. GPT-4o's response was more straightforward. It focused on clues on a board, a photo of the criminal, and then the detective realizing it was him. It had the twist, but it didn't create the same dark mood, more simple and less atmospheric. So, in this test, GPT-5 showed stronger human-like storytelling and captured the noir style better than GPT-4o. All right, Now let's check out GPT-5's video understanding capabilities. So I asked GPT-5 about this, and it admitted it can't truly understand a video the way humans do, but it can analyze a video. Fair enough. Then I uploaded a video. Here's the video I just attached. It was created with Veo 3 and asked it to tell me what it was about. GPT-5 responded that to analyze the video, it first needs to extract and analyze some keyframes and asked if I would like it to do so. Honestly, that felt like it was asking permission, maybe some kind of privacy safeguard. So I told it, do whatever you need, just explain the video. But oh, man, this is where it got weird. Instead of giving the explanation, GPT-5 started acting kind of like a baby. It said it had extracted the frames, but then asked me if I wanted to see them. I said yes. It showed the frames, but still didn't explain the video. Then it said, from these frames, it can explain the video. And then it asks me if I wanted to actually do that. Like, what the heck? Why so many confirmations? This same behavior also happened when analyzing a code base. It kind of stalls, asks back too many times, and doesn't immediately give the full analysis. Really odd behavior for GPT-5. All right, so I asked again, give me a detailed step-by-step description, who or what is in the video and what's happening. Okay, finally, it delivered. In the big picture, it mentioned that it's a cinematic car shot, a white sporty sedan cruising down a tree-lined boulevard at golden hour. It even caught the Veo watermark and says the clip is likely an AI-generated content. Yeah, it's correct. The details were tight, too. It described the car and road precisely, and also broke down the 3 extracted frames with what's in each and how the scene moves. So yeah, GPT-5 understood this video well once prompted for a step-by-step breakdown. All right, now let's test the input context length of GPT-5 and see how it handles really large PDFs. I uploaded a PDF with 850 pages and a size of 18 MB. Then I asked it to summarize Chapter 5.5. GPT-5 gave a clear response. It summarized Chapter 5.5, the SDN control panel. Let's check the PDF. Yes, see, Chapter 5.5 is about SDN control panel. So GPT-5 successfully handled the large document without any issues. This time, though, I couldn't access GPT-4o directly from the ChatGPT web interface, because now it defaults to the GPT-5 mini model. In my earlier tests, it was using GPT-4o. So instead, I switched to Perplexity AI, which currently runs GPT-4o. Now, I uploaded the same file here and asked it to summarize Chapter 5.5. But see, instead of doing that, it only summarized the first 2 chapters. That means GPT-4o could only access the first part of a large document. It couldn't handle the full 850 pages. So in terms of large context handling, GPT-5 is way ahead. It can manage and process massive PDFs, while GPT-4o is limited to just a few pages. OpenAI has also provided guidance on how to prompt GPT-5 for better responses, especially when it comes to coding. You can find the link in the description. And that's all for today. Like the video, subscribe my channel, click the bell icon, and stay tuned with me.